Hey guys, Dusty back here with Blind-Droid Tech, and this is episode 8 of the Android Accessibility App Demonstration Series. And today, I'm doing a special one for you guys, one that's been very close to my heart personally, and that is Pandora Radio. Now, Pandora has always been my favorite. I have tried Google Play Music, $9.99 a month subscription. I have tried the Spotify Premium for $9.99 a month. I have not tried Apple Music. There are other ones too. In the past, I've used iHeartRadio, and TuneIn Radio is more of a live local station, but I believe it is also done online, so it's also internet radio considered, but it does, I think, live channels mostly. But, anyways, I've used a lot of different services, and this is by far the most accessible app other than the Google Play Music. I would be pretty depressed if Google Play Music was not accessible with Google Talkback accessibility. That would really baffle me.
Up, George Carlin Radio. Album art default cover.
So, not sure why it does that. After a certain amount of time, my phone's going to the player automatically. So if I just start talking and it just starts going back to the mini player or the player view, that's what's happening. I'm not even touching it. It's just something that's, I guess, either bugging out or something that it does after a certain amount of time. But if we go back up,
navigate up button.
I guess we could take a look at the now playing while we're at it. But I like the Pandora because it's internet radio. So it's not just Spotify where you don't have any ads with the premium, but if you try and create a start radio, from my experience, it's only put together 20 or 30 songs and shuffled them, and then once it's done, that's it for that radio station. Pandora, you've got the
thumb up selected button.
Got the thumb up button.
Thumb down button.
And the thumb down button. You do have that on Spotify too, but every time you click one of those, Pandora remembers it for your account, and it'll start adjusting any of your radio stations that you interact with and bring you more personalized radio. Now, for me, I just have one that's thumbprint radio, and then I also use George Carlin Radio for my comedy specific. But even my thumbprint radio, from the radio stations I've listened to in the past, I've got, I believe, like 733 thumbed up songs on my thumbprint radio station. So, you take that by 3.5 minutes, you're already talking 1466, 2199. So about 2250, 2300 minutes of playback. So I've logged quite a bit of time into this. So I'm pretty in tune with Pandora. So if we look at the player station, sorry, I'm kind of rambling. This is just how much I like Pandora. And if you don't mind ads and you don't mind not being able to skip tracks, you can skip a few tracks, but after I think 3 to 5, it doesn't let you skip one for, I don't remember exactly what the time frame is. I think it's 5 times in an hour, maybe a half hour, but I think it's an hour. So if we look at the player,
thumb up selected button.
Alright, so
navigate up button.
Navigate up to the previous menu.
Station personalization.
Now this is pretty cool.
Stations out of list. George Carlin in list 3 items. Station settings heading. Add variety. Add artists or songs to this station.
So if you click right there, sometimes it doesn't always say link or button, But if you click right there, and then
George Carlin Radio. Thumb down tracks 1. Type an artist stumped. Try one of these. Heading. In list. Type an artist or track. Edits. Lewis Black. Robin Williams. Tom's. Louis C.K. Daniel Tosh. And Daniel Tosh. In list 6 items.
see, and if you can't find out, what you want to personalize with it, like I started this just on George Carlin. There's no other variety than what's related, I guess, or what Pandora thinks is related to George Carlin. And I think it's doing a pretty good job. I mean, Christopher Titus, Daniel Tosh, Louis Black, Louis C.K., Gabriel Iglesias, Kevin Hart, Cat Williams, Robin Williams. They're all great comedians in my book. I've gotten a laugh out of every single one of them. So, I mean, George Carlin is a good enough variety for me. But let's say if I wanted to hear more Chris Rock,
Robin Williams.
let's just say.
Stumped. Try one of. Type an artist or track. Voice input. Voice input.
For some reason, it's not letting me voice input while I'm screen recording either. This is going to be a pain in the butt.
Emoji keyboard. X. C. U. H. R. 8. O. O.
Damn it.
Delete. I. S. Space. D. R. 4.
Damn.
L. Delete. Delete. R. 9. O. C. I. K. Artist, Chris Rock. Top Chris Rock, edit box, top Chris Rock. Artists, Chris Rock and Danny Jacobs. Tracks, Chris, top hit, Chris Rock. Navigate up button. Station, add Chris Rock. Add variety, add artist, station settings. Nice job adding variety to your station. You're shaping this station to match your unique personal tastes. You should celebrate this milestone by sharing this station with your friends and family. Out of list. George Carlin Radio. Add a description. Edit box.
Okay, so now
Button stations. Thumb down tracks 1. Button unlabeled. 175 thumbed up tracks.
So in the George Carlin radio station, I've already thumbed up 100 and what did it say?
175 thumbed up tracks.
175 thumbed up.
Station created from heading in list George Carlin. Station options button. Chris Rock. Station options station settings heading. Add variety, add artists or songs to this station.
See, now it doesn't just say George Carlin. It says George Carlin and Chris Rock is what the station was personalized from. And if I really like, Gabriel Iglesias, which I do, but I'm not going to put you guys through the trouble of me trying to type it on screen for you, but it's very convenient. Now, a couple things I wanted to touch up on really quick.
Navigate up button. Up. Navigate up George Carlin Radio.
So
for drugs.
we're still
George Carlin Radio.
We're still in the player. That's the title.
Navigate up button.
There's your navigate up.
Station personalization.
There's the button I was just in.
Thumb up selected button. Previous track album art cover button. Too old for drugs selected. Louis C.K.
Alright, see, now right here it said Too Old for Drugs by Louis C.K.
Too old for drugs. Louis C.K.
So it tells you what artist is playing, what, the song is, what the song name is.
Cast button.
Then you can cast it.
Album art default cover button. 407. 402. Replay disabled button. Disabled. 402. Replay disabled. Thumb down button. Thumb up selected button. Play button. Skip button.
And then there's all your player controls. Now, it's at the very bottom of the screen. So from my navigation,
button.
which is on my very bottom of the screen because I don't have physical buttons on my phone.
Thumb down button. Back home button. Thumb down button. Home button. Thumb up selected button.
See, from the navigation bar on the bottom where my back home and recent buttons are, if you go slightly up, It's at the very bottom of the player. So it's very nice, very easy to find. And then if you go up from, I believe it's the thumb down.
Thumb down button. Too old for drugs selected.
Yep.
Louis C.K.
So there's your
Too old for drugs selected.
song name,
Louis C.K.
artist name.
Cast button. Album art default cup. Cast. Louis. Too old. Previous track album art cup. Thumb up selected button. Station personalization. Thumb up selected button.
So it's already telling you if the song's already thumbed up or not.
Previous track album art cover. Too old. Louis. Cast. Album art default cover.
Okay,
407.
so
Pandora notification. Navigate up button.
if we go
My
up,
stations browse. My stations. Navigation menu button.
so there's your navigation menu or hamburger menu or navigation drawer. It's called different things by different apps.
My stations. Browse. Create station. In list 27 items. Shuffle. Creates. Sort state. My stations. Sort stations by recency. Radio button. Checked. Selected. Sort stations alphabetically. Radio button. Not checked.
So you can either choose to sort your stations by recents. So which ones you've been using most recently, or you can have it go by alphabetical order.
Mini player too old for drugs.
And then
Create station. My create shuffle. Create station.
so you click on that to create your new station.
Shuffle.
You can shuffle any of the stations you have together to make one Omega station, I guess, if you want.
George Carlin radio. Now playing. Selected.
So there's my George Carlin radio. It's now playing.
Big band radio. Listen today. A day to remember radio. Listen 3 weeks ago. Sounds like Pride radio. Shared station. Thumbprint radio. Listen 6 weeks ago. Sounds like
This
Pride
is
radio.
something I
Shared
accidentally
station.
clicked
Shared
on.
Thumbprint radio. Listen 6 weeks ago.
There's my thumbprint radio station.
The Devil. I am Gummy Bear. The Gummy Bear song. Radio.
I just wanted to see what other songs came up with that song.
Today's R&B and hip hop hits radio. Listened in May 2017. Lil Jon radio. Listened in February 2017. WWE. I Won't Do What You Tell Me. Stone Cold Steve Austin. Ori. Listened in February 2017. Tool radio. Listened in January 2017. Crossfade radio. Listened in December 2016.
Okay, so you get the idea. It has all your
Today's
stations
navigation
and all
menu button.
that. Now, if we go to the navigation menu,
Pandora logo.
there's your top.
Stations selected in list 5 items.
You got stations.
Feed.
Feed, which is your notifications. Pandora will give you notifications. I'll go into it really quick.
Navigation menu. Notifications. Following. Oops. We noticed your account information is inaccurate. 3W in list 14 items.
So it's telling me that some of my info may not be correct on my Pandora account, so I'll have to take a look at that.
Falling in reverse tickets are on sale now. Tap below to get yours
It'll
before
tell
they're
you
gone.
when
16
artists
Bel
that
Air
you've
Ballroom,
listened
Friday,
to and
September
shown
29th.
interest in.
Your July with Pandora 4D. You listen to 500 mini play home button.
Quiet. It'll tell you what. It'll give you updates on your playlist.
Falling in reverse tickets are on
Or
sale now.
radio
Tap below.
station.
Falling in reverse tickets are your July with Pandora 4D. You listened to 544 songs for 2,772 minutes last month. Keep the music going with George Carlin Radio. Your top station from July.
570 songs, 2,770 some minutes. I use Pandora quite a bit, and as you see by my usage, it's very accessible. I can use it on a daily basis.
Drown. Remind me button.
It'll let you know when concerts are coming in your area, and they'll give you an option to remind you about it when it's
Pandora
coming up.
notification. Navigation menu.
So if I go back into navigation,
Pandora station feed selected. Profile.
profiles just where you can set your profile info to public or private. So if you have friends on Pandora, you can share music with them and share it on Facebook and all that happy social jazz. I'm not on Facebook right now, so I'm not linking any of that to it. But if you were a big social person, wanted people to see what you're listening to, then you got that option.
Settings.
Settings, I'm not going to go into it heavily because it's your standard app settings. You can set the apps on Android. You know, you can set apps on iOS too the way you want it, but Android, you got so many settings and stuff that you can change.
Navigation menu, but settings. Account dilljohnson625@gmail.com. Device activation. Privacy. Notifications. Advanced. Offline. Subscription. Sleep timer off. Alarm clock. Switch off. Daydream. Help. Terms of use. Privacy policy. Advertise on Pandora. Sign out button.
So you got all these different options here. There's quite a bit that you can tinker with. You can change your subscription status, and then once you do the subscription, it'll direct you to the Google Play Store. And then the Google Play Store, you can also go to that and manage your subscriptions. So stuff like Pandora or Spotify or Google Play Music, you can view and change your subscription status or cancel it or whatever. So I think that's all I wanted to touch on here. I know it's a very long video. I apologize, guys, but I mean, these apps just have so many different features, so many functions, and it's always nice to show off how accessible an app is. It really...
Navigate up George Carlin Ray.
And see, it just went back to the player screen. I'm not sure if it's going to do that on yours, but more than likely you're not just going to sit there on the settings menu for, minutes on end. So shouldn't be an issue for you, but I love it. Pandora, if you by chance watch this, please keep your app accessible. You are doing a phenomenal job. I've seen Spotify in the past, and its app hasn't been 100% accessible with Google Talkback. So please and thank you, keep us blind users in mind. We do use your service too, and we would love to continue using your services. So, Pandora, for the love of music, please keep an eye on your Google Talkback accessibility with your app, and you guys are doing very good. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Share it with anybody. And subscribe for more content just like this. Till next time, guys. This was Dusty with Blind-Droid Tech. And we'll see you in the next video.